Recording for today, ladies and gents.
Sorry.
Do you know what? Funny story. I think you guys actually messed up my order because I got like a different pizza than I ordered, but it was really delicious, so I don't care.
What was it?
I don't know. It had like mushroom and stuff on it.
Ooh, chicken, creamy,
I don't know.
creamy chicken.
It was delicious though. So we're continuing to look at networks today. I'll do the roll in a moment, but our learning goal success criteria. Actually, I'll do that while you do the. I'll do the roll while you get this down. We're just gonna. It's the same as Monday. We're just learning about the features of graphs that represent networks, including edges, vertexes, loops. That's one I didn't remember. If a vertex has a loop, that just means it connects back to itself. Sorry. I did. I did. I didn't write those.
You are so. What do you mean? No. Well, you're straight. Yeah, that's a lot.
Okay.
I'm like confident.
Okay, so we're missing Carly. Got the Caseys, Vincent, Nathan, Shanti, Lily, Maddie, and we're missing Ashley, Sarah, Braden, Jacob, Haley, Blake, Jay, and Georgie.
Huh?
15. Excellent. Let's.
Shut up, man. Games. You sound like the big guy from Black Chicks. Shut up, man. Shut up, man. But they're the funniest. It's the Marlins, dude. The Marlins. The Marlins, dude. The Waves. It's more fizz, man. Being black is fair. The fizz of life is so fair. I enjoy the mistake of winding it up. It didn't fully accept me. I don't know why I made myself black. Why would you do that for me? Your boss. I was gonna say good on my neck, but that's been fun. Yeah. No, people are trying to bring it to Australia. That's stupid. I mean, we are systematically.
Okay, ladies and gentlemen.
Oh yeah.
You haven't got that down yet. It's on the board.
I'll tell you something.
So, let's just quickly. We've sort of already done this. If I gave you this graph, though, can I just get you in your books for A, B, C, D, E, F? Can you state the degree of each of those vertices? So, straight up, vertex A, what's its degree? How many edges are coming out of it? 2. So the way you'd write that, by the way, you'd say deg, the degree of A equals 2. The reason I say that is in your textbook work that we're going to be doing later, you'll sometimes see like deg of something. And once you've done that, I want you to have a go at drawing a complete graph of 6 edges, 6 vertices, sorry.
You alright, sir?
Yeah, I just burpy. Does anyone want to remind us what a complete graph is? Yep. Everything joins to everything else.
Yes.
Networks.
What do you want?
I guess I wouldn't have made that connection myself.
It's similar to what we've done
it kind of looks like tree diagrams, I guess, in terms of, I don't know. You wouldn't have done this topic in and of itself.
Connect the line.
Sorry?
It's
Yeah,
almost
but it's not open
complete.
for takeaway yet, dine-in yet, is it?
1, 2, 3.
How long's that going to
Oh,
be?
that's what we got. Oh, yes, complete the line.
Oh, really? Even though you're allowed to have like 20 people now? You should put the hard word on them.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay, so let's look at our degrees. Deg of B. Sorry, that should be deg.
Oh, yeah.
Deg B equals. What is my degree of B?
3, 4.
5? 5. B is actually connected to every vertex. Every other vertex, isn't it?
I said plus 1.
Okay, the degree of C.
3.
3. D.
2.
E.
1.
F.
3.
Did anyone have a go at drawing a complete graph of 6 vertices? Oh, that's very good. Very good. So it looks a little bit like this. Just draw your 6 vertices.
There we go. I got this.
Draw your 6 vertices, and then just connect everything. So I always start with one vertex, connect it to everything. Nathan's is much neater than mine. Go to the next vertex, connect it to everything. Next vertex, connect it to everything. Next vertex, connect it to everything. Last vertex.
Is mine?
Yours will probably look a lot nicer than mine. Thanks. Thanks,
Like
Lily.
one of them. Like, you know, Satan.
A pentagram.
Yes. What are you looking at pentagram? 6, 6.
I think a pentagram has like spikes coming out the side.
Devil
No,
horns.
you just take away the outside. I don't know this.
First of all,
Isn't it just a square?
I just want to point out that a pentagram has penta in it, meaning 5. That's a hexagon, meaning 6. If you took away the edges, you'd have a Star of David, not a
Wait,
satanic
Oh.
thing.
It has to have 6 though, because you know 6 number of the devil. 6.
But you know the Star of David is the symbol for like the Jewish religion, right?
Oh really?
So
That's why you see that blue, like blue normally.
okay, let's move past this. Guys, for the next one, I'm gonna get you. For the next one, I'm gonna get you to have a go at drawing a network that represents a real life situation. How familiar are you guys with the rules of netball?
Oh, extreme.
Netball.
Don't even.
What is that
That's
sport?
not-
Never.
Alright.
I've played it for a whole life. Not my whole life.
Alright, so what I want you to do for this one, basically, for those of you that don't know, in netball, there's 3/3. The center goes into all 3/3. Wing attack and defense can both be in the center third, and the attacker goes in the attacking third, wing defense goes in the defending third. Same goal attack and goal defense go the same thirds as wing attack and defense. Goal shooter is only allowed in the attacking third, goalkeeper is only allowed in the defending third. What I want you guys to do, draw a network graph, and the edges in the graph are going to represent someone that who each position can be in the same third as. So just similar to how we did there, start with your positions. So just label them. There's 7. Do you guys feel comfortable doing this, or do you want me to go through it with you? Because I'm seeing a lot of. Have a go first.
This isn't really fair. Brody's gonna
7, right? So the center.
Well, I've told you the rules there. So center goes everywhere.
Yeah.
So center's going to be connected to everyone. The goal attack, goal defense, wing attack, wing defense are going to be in contact with. They all go in the center, so they're going to be in contact with each other. The goalkeeper will be in contact with the goal defense, wing defense, and center. I'd probably make it a little bit bigger than that, and I wouldn't have one in the center, just because that's going to make it really confusing.
Oh yeah. Sorry.
Yep.
Into you. Keanu Reeves. Right, having more Asian than bro. You watch anime, bro. You're Asian, bro. Yeah, you're more Asian. You're anime, bro. I can't even speak in my Filipino language and you're like, no, we did this, bro. Oh, that hurt my feet.
Oh, not really.
It hurt my
I
head.
think drawing them isn't a big part of your exam. You'll be given graphs and you interpret them. But it's a good mental exercise.
I love this.
Me too,
Yes.
Sigley. Me too.
It's very good thing to learn. I love that. You need maths for everything. Yep. Reading. You need to read how many. I give up. Read formulas. Yeah, you need to read. Duh, me. Your head. Need to know the formulas for basic mathematics. Arithmetics. Do it. Do it. Do it. Why can't I do this? Oh.
Okay, guys, let's go through this one. I want to get cracking to the actual work today.
We'll do that.
So, let's look at the center. What thirds is the center allowed to be in?
Everyone.
Everyone? So they're going to come into contact with every other player on their team. So the center will have a connection to everyone. Wing attack. Wing attack goes in the attacking third and the center third. So they're going to come into contact with the center as well as everyone in the attacking and the center thirds. So goal attack is in the attacking third and in the center, so they'll be connected. Goal shooters in the attacking third, they'll be connected. Wing defense, they don't go in the attacking third, but they do go in the center third. So they'll be connected. And wing attack and goal defense both go in the center third, so they'll be connected. Goal attack, same thing as wing attack. So they're connected to them, connected to center. The goal attack and the goal shooter are both in the attacking third. Goal attack and goal defense both go in the center third. And goal attack and wing defense both go in the center third. Goal shooter is only in the attacking third. So they're not going to interact with any of these defensive players. Wing defense now, let's finish them off. Wing defense already has connections to the center, the wing attack, and the goal attack. But they also have connections to goal defense, as well as goalkeeper. And then goal defense has connections with wing defense, center, wing attack, goal attack. Because they're in the defending third, they also have a connection to the keeper.
Holy.
So that's very close to being a complete graph, isn't it? There's only a few edges you'd have to add to that to make it complete. And really, if goalkeeper and goal shooter could go into the center third, basically everyone would be able to have contact with each other, which is the main thing that's missing. I just want you to, the reason I got you to have a look at that one, guys, I just want you to start thinking about connections and how they can be represented graphically. And also there's an example in your textbook about netball when I was looking at this and I was like, oh, that'll do. But that one's about winning games. We'll look at that next lesson. Right. So, this is the one new thing we're going to talk about today. I forgot to mention on Monday. It's called the handshake principle. If I shake hands with Mr. Salusi, we won't actually because of COVID. How many handshakes have happened? One. How many people have shaken hands? Two. So in networks, there's something called the handshake principle. Each time there's a connection, it adds 2 to the degree of the graph. And that's because each time there's one connection, it's connecting 2 things. When you count the degree of a graph, you count every edge going out. Every edge going out of the vertex. So every edge, it has an vertex, it comes out of 2 vertices, basically. So, in any graph, the sum of the degrees of the vertices is always twice the number of edges in the graph. So what I want you guys to do is draw 4 different graphs. one with 3, one with 4, one with 5 vertices, and one with 6. I wouldn't make them too complicated because the more edges you draw in, the harder it's going to be to count them up. I just make them nice and simple, just a couple of connections. And then just check. Does the sum of the degrees add to double the number of edges? Does the first one work? So you'd have degree 2, degree 2, degree 2, so total degree 6. 3 edges. 3 edges, degree 6.
So that's all good?
Yep.
And then be 8, 2, 4, 6.
Yep.
2. Yeah. 2. 5. What's that? 10 is 5. It's like 5 times 2. Yeah, but you don't know what 6 times 2 is, basic mathematics.
It can't be 12, right? It can't be 12.
It's impossible. I'm hitting my
Impossible.
hitting my gut phase.
The ghost face on.
And then if I hit my overhead,
The ghost face on.
you got 6.
Is that your first ghost face?
Yes, that's my first gut.
I'm just trying to read my mom. I still can't believe I said that so serious.
Can you shut up? I'm trying to get my demon face.
Just say this word.
Summon. Summon. Yeah.
Okay. Give you another minute or two for those who are still doing it. Can you just count up the total number of degrees? So, like looking at this one, that one has degree 1, degree 1, degree 2. So I'm just going to write next to each vertex what its degree is. Add them together to get 4. How many edges do I have in that one? 2. Total degree 4. It checks out. The total degree is twice the number of edges. So for your ones, can I just get you to write next to each vertex what the degree is, and just check that the amount of edges is half the total degree? Yes. Well, a loop contributes to the degree.
And then like before that was 2 kilos. 3 kilos actually from cops. That one. Yeah. You know how people always say, oh, I've done it because they're still jobs. That is. Yeah, there's problems with that then.
Then there's the whole immigration thing. We don't let people put them on islands, and we could just probably make something in the middle of Australia because they probably live in the same environment as the middle of Australia. Because then you could from the middle of Australia. Stuff like that exist. And we never talk about that. We talk about Australia. No, which isn't meant to be there. So. And there's a documentary about that. We talk about organizing things that occurred when the first fleet was
I know that there's like people like people are so bad. But like they discovered back
Okay. So I've just done an example, a couple of example ones. I've done random graphs. The main reason we talk about this is it's a way of checking that you've drawn things correctly. Because if you have an odd number in your total degree, is that possible? Because if each edge adds 2, you can't ever have an odd degree in total being. Because if each edge adds 2, how are you ever going to get to an odd number? but I'm pretty sure when I was looking for when I was looking through the example external exam, there was a question that talked about like using the handshake principle to do this. So it is important you understand what it is and why it works. Basically, because each edge, if there's one handshake happening, it has to be between two people. Or in this case, if there's one edge, it has to be between two vertices. Each one of them will get 1 degree out of that edge for a total of 2. Any questions on that, guys? No? Okay. This is where the fun begins. We're going to do some practice.
Yes.
I love practice.
So, in your textbooks, page 397, questions 1 to 5.
We got maths.
And wait, bro. Woke as, bro. I'm so woke right now.
Does anyone need to borrow a textbook?
Hmm?
No, looks like we mostly have them.
The cross in the bed.
Are we what?
I thought it was a pen.
Friday's a sports uniform day, isn't it?
Yes. I never went. Bro, these weeks have been so quick since I started playing Overwatch. This is the third thing I got. These weeks have gone so quick. Maybe because I'm actually playing on the weekdays now.
I know, I'm just checking.
Yeah, you went out yesterday? What happened? I had a feeling you were because as soon as you started searching for him, I think your mum walked in the room.
My sister was like, oh yeah, just do it. My brother really did it.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
I think your brother plays through the week.
Yeah, no.
Why did you put the dog ball? Just beat him, man. He's dead.
Dude, but then I can stop again. I fucking am walking. You don't understand.
I do understand. You're abusive. Yeah. You're abusive. You're toxic. I'm toxic. Okay,
Yeah, I like to snap it.
we're not being. I can't wait for next week, babe. Don't touch me, babe. I'm actually keen. I'm gonna bring the kayak and go fishing in the kayak. I don't really think about it, right? The website channels.
I have a swimming.
You got a canoe?
We have a little motor for it as well.
You have a
I'm
motor?
not sure if it works.
You bring the motor?
Well, if you want me to bring
I'm keen. So what? Are you going to for fireworks tomorrow?
I'll be coming late.
Yeah, I won't be that long. I'll have to come in by 5.
Why not? Just get that with us.
What? Friday? No, this Friday.
Oh,
We're gonna do some fireworks. Oh, next week. Yeah, okay. It won't be
Okay, how we going, boys?
not very far. Sorry, sir.
Let's get crack-a-lackin'.
Stop with distracting me, man.
Such a
Cringe. You gonna bring it? Yeah, I'm gonna bring my double swag. Is there enough sand? Is this sand, right?
Yes.
Set up a volleyball.
Please focus.
Is there? Do you have volleyball?
Yeah, I've got a volleyball. I just have net.
It's the fourth today, isn't it?
We're not even on the right page. Oh, it is. I know we are on the right page.
Which the important thing about that is it means my birthday is in 6 days and 1 month.
In 1 month.
Alright,
You know what
I thought you meant 6 days. What day?
So it's on the holiday.
Yeah, it's like the last Friday of the holidays, I think.
What was
Wait, when's your birthday?
last year?
July 10th. So I think it's right July 10th. It's right before we come back from school.
You said 6 months. So 6 days and 1 month.
6 days and 1 month.
Oh.
What's that? 35 sleeps?
Did you actually buy it?
Yeah, we so Ben quickly ran to the car and drove to Woolworths at lunchtime.
And you got the cake.
We got the cake and the chicken.
Okay, so boys, so first one. I think it just wants you to find the degree. Write down the degree of each vertex. So it's real easy, the first one.
So what? Do you just go DEG?
Yeah, DEGA equals, and I think it's like 2 or something, isn't it?
Yeah.
Or 3. 3 for town
Oh,
A.
yeah, 3.
Oh, guys, that's the one thing I didn't talk about was multi-edges. A multi-edge is just where you have 2 different ways getting between 2 vertices. Like, thusly.
Yes.
3, 2, 1. That's the answers. Hey, you didn't actually be like fishing.
Yeah, I'm not a really big fisher, but I'll fish. Brad wants to treat me spearfishing.
Oh, that'd be fun.
I've never done it before.
Haven't you? You're a coconut.
I wasn't allowed to last time. I went
Wow.
with my uncle, psycho.
Understandable.
He's an actual psycho.
Nah, understandable.
So I haven't been spearfishing.
So now I need to be like Ket Drudges. Ketamine. And I'm pretty sure she was offered. Oh, not offered. Not that offered. She was like getting off of
Yeah.
And my cousin was wearing a ketamine shirt. Christmas and she came along and I think it was a bit
Oh
awful.
no. That would
I wasn't down there, they were telling me about it. I was
That's a gainer.
like,
That's a standard Phil Graham death.
I don't know what I want to do next week though.
I'm not. I don't think you need to have a good night.
Oh no, certainly not.
I'm probably gonna bring some Pepsi, bro.
Yeah, no, definitely. Do what you fucking hate this dude. But you should ask when's the graduation.
I'm not wasting 20 minutes.
We're just talking about the things that they're going to miss when they leave as well. You're going to miss the stuff.
Should have still should have told him. Sorry, let's see.
1, 2, 3, 4.
I'm just hitting the Who else is here? I'm here. I haven't said. I went to the other class first. I feel included. Hey, where's the other home? So can't read this. Danielle, if you want to get. Come on. It's Madison. Choose one. Get that right, it's there. Look at that.
Oh, goodness. That's hard to
He's
read.
had a
My
stroke.
handwriting.
He's had a stroke. So he's got an excuse, sir. He's got an excuse.
I think that's great. I thought it was straight handwriting.
We just did a little storytelling in the methods class.
That's so sweet.
Read. But this guy talks about his family that were convicts and stealing clothes and all this stuff. It's quite good. Very good. Alright. All working hard. I need to get a photo of everyone. The maths class working.
Fill up my mouth.
My YouTube might be cut out. Is that alright?
No, wait a minute. Anyone got water, bro?
Can you working, please?
I'm going to look at it.
Yeah, so
Hey, Rise.
so networks are all connections.
You got it.
You got it!
Oh, lucky we got the
Did it fill up? Like, did it fill up?
It's filled up, bro. Don't worry, it's filled up.
I need to get the shine shit.
Sorry to interrupt.
But as soon as I get a job interview, I'm shaving it off.
Don't you have a
Shave
job?
it down the middle.
No.
A reverse
Shave
mobile.
down like this.
Oh, thanks.
She said this before. It's mad.
Oh, thanks.
Oh, savage.
So he doesn't look decent now?
No. Well, if I do this.
Oh, yeah, I'll just do that, bro, and it'll come back and I'll be like, oh.
Yeah, but I don't get shave your hair now. I don't get how to
Shave what? Yeah.
Don't worry, I think you're handsome, bro. Don't worry.
Thank you, Blake. You're my only friend.
Like, what's that?
Just see your hair shit.
That's because I
can't talk about hair.
Yeah, imagine if we had shaved his focus on you.
Wait, that shaved head. I forgot about that.
I remember when I shaved my head. Cool.
Yeah, I remember when I was bro.
Shit, my head was first.
I don't agree with that.
Cool, actually.
That actually really.
Yeah, we did it at the same time, didn't we?
But-
Oh, no, we did it at different times.
I did it at the same time as Nick. Nick was 007.
No, he's Hitman.
Hitman 47, that's the one.
Hitman 47.
Yeah.
Soldier 76.
That's
No!
You're the OG one.
Stop!
Yes.
You're a bunch of madness. Madness. Did you see we're not getting Volsky?
He can't. He's not gonna do it.
No.
Oh, when he
hit
did.
2.
Hit 2, he didn't hit 1.
He did hit 1, yeah.
So no bolts.
He would never do it anyway. The edges are in the square.
1, 2, 3,
You're playing around.
7. Wait, that's 7, isn't it? Wait, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Wasn't that only 7?
He's 7.
And then, because that makes the
I hate how they just go, oh, your old hair was good. And this hate crap. I hate that.
I don't care enough, bro.
Much is my mental health. My confidence.
You're going goth, bro.
No, but it looks nice if I flick it back. If I wear a hat, wait, come on, tell me it looks nice, right?
Yeah, we can wear a hat.
When I wear a hat, and it makes it go back. So in the morning,
Wait, oh yeah, so.
I'll come back.
where's my approval? Where's my approval?
Darling. No suit.
I suppose so.
Why is that all?
Alright, so how do you. I don't understand this. Draw a subgraph. Is it only just 3 points?
So a
3 points?
subgraph is just like it's the same graph. You just delete all the stuff you don't care about. So the subgraph for this it only has HD and C.
So would it just be a
HD and
loop?
C, we only want the HD and C. So it'll just be that stuff.
Oh,
So that's a subgraph.
okay.
Wait, like,
Sharp. Yeah, I got sharp.
do you work?
I don't know if I want you to. So how would you do that? So,
Yeah, just make sure you.
oh.
Oh, I hate this. Mine broke, so I have to get to the big.
By the bridge. What's the bridge?
So a bridge is any line that if you removed it would create an isolated vertex, or like it would split the graph in two. So you can see in that one, if I remove the line between A and B, you just have B there by itself. You'd have two separate graphs. So we call that line a bridge. Okay. So which two towns are connected by a bridge in that? So town H is definitely connected by a bridge.
So if you open this one, that would split it.
Two towns. I'm not seeing another town connected by a bridge.
Or maybe no, maybe just the two towns are connected by
Oh
one
yeah,
bridge.
town D is connected to town H by a bridge. That makes sense.
There we go.
You need to start teaching the class.
No, so yeah, no, I think so. What are you up to, Sig? It's if you cut everything else out, and it was only town C, town D, town H, so it's the two connect.
So, and what is it?
That.
Wait, so what? How do I write it? Wait, what?
It's literally just, if you cut out all these lines, it's just that part, like the tadpole. The tadpole, bro.
I ain't got no sleep. Why would you do that?
Just do edgy, bro.
Throw my steam back, right? My hair looks good, right?
Yeah, I like it.
Thank you.
I like your old hair better, but I like this one as well.
Come on, roll it dark.
It'll take a long time to grow.
I know.
And I feel like your hair's like
It's puffy.
changed now, yeah.
No, it's just always been puffy, but since it's long, it's just like that.
See, I like waking up with bad hair and then not just keeping my bad hair. It looks edgy as hell, bro.
Mine does. Mine just goes flat.
It's flat.
So I have to wash it. So it goes
My hair goes curly when I go home because I wash it to make it straight. But when I'm bummed, you can like kind of see it. Like it doesn't go curly, but it's like
curling up.
It's curly.
How many degrees was it when?
Your dad has like the tropical under the hair, does he? Or does he?
He's got tropical island. He had when he first came to
Don't tell me he had long hair.
Bro, he had long dreads, bro.
Oh, that's fudge! No wonder he has it short now.
He had like a 8-pack, bro. Not an 8-pack, obviously a 6-pack. But bro, he was like fit, muscular, skinny.
And as soon as he had you got fat.
Yeah.
That's the
And then
same as
he
my
put on the
dad.
dad bod, bro.
That's the same as my dad.
But my thing with my dad is he just weights really quick. It's the somewhat because I did as well. When I played basketball, I lost weight really quickly.
Yeah, I was chubby when I first started. And then when we always played basketball, when you did.
Yeah. Basketball's good, bro. And you get the leg muscle as well.
No one has strong legs currently. Not even the trouble.
Bro, I when I went, I was close, bro.
Yeah, you're right.
I was one waiter. Wait, if I did Dave's weight, we would have done the same.
Yeah, but then.
But I went too
But
quickly.
then wait, hold up.
I went too quickly.
I still progressed from that.
From that, but at the time.
At that time, you were close.
And that was my second year.
Well, I didn't. Well, to be honest with you, we didn't work on legs much. But that's your natural leg spirit.
the thunder thighs.
Samoan legs.
Samoa love legs. Love legs.
Yeah, but like, look at us, big. We would try and.
Yeah, we got our legs through.
We are built. We are built of steel, my man.
Yeah, but I still can't take alcohol.
I can.
I can't. That was my first time ever.
My tolerance is built up way.
You're alcohol.
I don't know, fuck. Bruh.
Kidding.
Quit, man.
Kidding.
I'm going on MD.
What?
What?
What did you say?
Nothing. Nah, I'm gonna try ketamine. Nah, what? That's joking. Nah, my man.
Oil. Ever.
Nah, I'll just do it once, you know?
Yeah, you say you'll do it once and you get addicted.
Okay, first of all, mate, my name's not Diego Lynch.
It's Diego.
Which two towns are connected by the bridge in this graph? Because it would be DNA.
DNA.
Yeah, sometimes the textbook has awkward wording for those questions.
The director graph
Can be a pain.
Lucy.
The game's
Design code.
I had to get the stripes. Because stripes are cool.
Is that Louis Vuitton, bro?
I was going to buy
Louis Vuitton.
Oh, I don't need to have the recording going anymore, do I?
You're gonna hear our conversation.
Yeah, that whole thing will be recorded.
Yes! Edgelord, bro.
Oh, crap. I said something crap. So.
Still recording, by the way.
Oh yeah. Hey guys.
Hey guys, it's me. Subscribe.